Hey everyone, this is Rob. Thanks for checking out my 2004 40th anniversary 911. This is a very well maintained car. It's got every stitch of documentation since 2008. It's currently sitting at about 39,700 miles, and it's a 40th anniversary edition. So for those of you who aren't familiar with this, there was approximately 1,963 were supposed to be made, but probably less than that were actually made. This is serial number 460 of that series of cars. Unique to the 40th is the GT Silver paint, which was exclusive to the Carrera GT before it came to this. It's different than Arctic or Polar Silver. It's very unique. Looks great on this car. It also has shot blasted Carrera 2 wheels. They're not chrome, so they're unique to this car as well. It came with the Porsche Sport suspension, GT3 side skirts, a turbo front end. The interior is very well appointed. It's full leather, natural gray, which is kind of close to black. You wouldn't know the difference unless you see them next to one another. It's a narrow body car with a 6-speed manual transmission. It does come with a limited slip transaxle, which was unique to this car. There weren't any other limited slip transmissions available back in 2004. Most importantly, it's got the X51 power package with it. It ups the horsepower to about 345. It was a $14,000 option if you wanted to put that on a regular Carrera back in the day. Unique to the X51 power package, it's got GT3 intake manifolds. It's got larger headers. It's got revised camshafts, modified heads, heavily modified heads. It's got oil pan baffles, additional radiator. The valve springs are unique as well. So it's a really unique power package that adds quite a bit of high-end power, especially. Not so much on the lower RPMs, but at the higher RPMs, it really pops. When I bought the car in 2020, I knew I had to deal with the IMS bearing, which hadn't been touched. So I took it to Callis Rennsport up in Torrance, and they did a complete invasive inspection of the car and found bore scoring, which made it not eligible for the IMS solution that I was asking them to put in. So after a lot of research, I opened up a ticket with Flat Six Innovations. Jake Raby was kind enough to get back to me almost immediately. We had a very long conversation, and I felt very lucky to get on his waiting list for a complete engine reconstruction. Because I wanted to retain the OEM X51 setup, we decided to go with what's called a Stage 1 Plus engine build. This includes the LN Engineering big bore Nicky cylinders, which would expand this engine to 4 liters. It would also add CP pistons, a complete head refresh. The entire rotating assembly was balanced to race tolerances. It includes the IMS solution, brand new clutch, and all the stuff that goes around it. A ton of other stuff inside the engine that's both that I can share with you, and a bunch of stuff that the FSI guys do that can't be shared because I don't know what it is, and it's pretty special stuff to make this engine unique. I also decided to send the car into their facility in Cleveland, Georgia, because that included a 100-mile break-in regimen at the end of the process, tuning on the dyno, and a bunch of other things that just made me feel far more comfortable with it. So I sent it in April of 2021. It was returned to me 6 months later in October, and the transformation of this car from what was really special to something completely off the hook was really, really just unbelievable. So just a few things that are unique about this engine and the work that Flat Six Innovations has done is it's probably pushing about 400 horsepower at the crank. I've got the dyno results. It was tuned on the dyno, but the horsepower and torque ratings don't tell the whole story. It is a phenomenal driving car. You can drive it and enjoy it in any kind of situation. I really like taking this on some canyon runs where it's just, kind of lazy. I'm not stressing this thing out. And then there are times when you just want to really get on it, and it is unbelievable. The torque curve is phenomenal, so you can go from literally 1,500 RPMs to red line in almost any gear, and it just pulls like gangbusters. I had the luxury of driving this car back to back with a brand new 992 that had a manual transmission in it, and I'm probably exaggerating here a little bit, but I think this thing would run circles around it. Um, so there's a lot of things about this driving experience that are unique. It's hard to describe it. I'll do my best here, but I can do things like set this thing up in 2,500 RPMs in sixth gear on the highway doing 65 miles an hour, and just toe in on the throttle and it will pull. Not that you would ever drive a car like that, but it's just a good indication of how immense the torque is on this thing and how drivable it is in almost any condition. I've been in freeway traffic with this car. I've done long road trips with cruise control engaged, and it just performs any which way you'd like. And then if you really want to get in it, it's a thrilling experience to be able to have that much power throughout such a wide RPM range. So what you're looking at here is a car that's had really no expense spared. It's fully maintained. It's ready to go and be enjoyed by the next owner. So I'll have some driving videos so you get a better feel for how impressive this engine is. Yeah, if there's any questions, please ask questions. Happy to answer anything. There's nothing to hide here. So if you're interested, please bid, and good luck.